If you clicked on this video, it's because every time you get on a sales call, you know you could have closed it. You did the work, you showed up, you had the conversation, and then somewhere in the middle of it, something went wrong. Maybe you over-explained, maybe you froze on a question, and you end up telling yourself, I will follow up, when you should have closed. And then you walked away thinking, it's my pricing, it's my portfolio, it's my niche. But let me tell you something, it's not. It's your structure. You don't have one. But don't worry, because we are going to fix this right now in the next 18 minutes. I'm going to walk you through the exact sales framework I'm using on a daily basis with my agency. And by the way, it's the exact same one that I'm giving away for free in my school community. And I'm going to pull it up on my screen just for you today. This is a tactical video. You are going to walk out of this with a real system you can apply on your very next call. One thing before we start. After this video, you are going to need clients to practice on. I've left a link in the description to our outreach video where I break down the exact message I use to book calls on a daily basis. Make sure you watch this first, then go get the calls, then watch this video. Alright, before we get started, if you don't know me yet, my name is Ved. I run a marketing agency in France, which is Digital Brothers. Over the past 5 years, we have done 75 million euros for our clients. We had more than 400 clients within 42 different niches. And I built everything from scratch. No network, no cash flow. I've been using the exact same system I'm about to show you today. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing I want you to understand is that you are not selling. You are providing a solution. Most people lose sales calls before they even open their mouth because they walk in thinking their job is to sell. It's not. Think about the last time you went to a doctor. Did he say, I'd like to sell you this prescription today, here's the price, any questions? Of course not. He started by asking questions. He listened. He got deep into your problem until he was able to figure out what was wrong. Only then, he told you what you needed. And that's the job. You're not a salesperson. You're a specialist. Discovery first and prescription after. And let me tell you something no one else will tell you. The more calls you do, the better you get. Not because you memorize better lines, but because you start hearing the same problems over and over again. And the moment you heard the problem 10 times, you already know what to say. Now, before we even get into the tactics and how I would handle a call, I want to talk a bit about the pre-call structure. See, most people show up to a sales call super cold. They just open Zoom, they say hello, and then they take it from there. And that's why they freeze. That's why they don't have results. You need to understand that before even jumping into the discovery phase, you need to build rapport with your client. You need to build a relationship. So what we're doing in my agency is that every single time a customer books a call, we just go and do our due diligence. Before every single call, we check our customer LinkedIn, their Google, their Instagram, their website, what they're selling, who they're working with, what's working, what's not, what's obviously broken. Plus, I'll give you a small secret. We also love to have a look at their last LinkedIn or Instagram post. Because when you jump on the call, by bringing this up, for instance, hey, I saw your last post on LinkedIn about XYZ, it was amazing. They actually know that you prepared your stuff. And so my point is, you want to walk in already knowing more about their business than they expect. Then, and this one is underrated, what we do even before jumping on a call is that we message them right after they booked. We don't pitch them, we just send them a question. Something like, hey, customer name, hope you're doing well. So you booked a call this date, this time about a specific problem. Just so I can prepare the call, can you tell me more about what you have tried so far to solve this problem? That's it. Super important because they feel that you care before you even met. And most importantly, you have more data before you're jumping on the call. Now, what we like to do to warm up our leads and make sure they show up on a call and also showcase our results is that the night before the call or the morning of the call, we send one testimonial or one case study related to their current situation. It might be a video interview, it might be a screenshot, whatever you have, and you just want to give them context. Let's say you are running Facebook ads and you have an insurance company that came to you because they want to run ads. If you have already worked with insurance broker in the past, you just want to send them the proof. That's it. The reason why we're doing this is because when they join the Zoom meeting, the credibility is already there. You don't have to build it live. And the call starts on a different ground. If you don't have any testimonials yet, just send a relevant before after, a sample of your work, something that says this person is serious. That's enough. Now, at this stage, it's time to prepare the call. So I want you to understand something. A sale happens when emotion is triggered, and emotion equals energy. So if you come on a call with a very low energy, there is almost no chance you're going to close the deal. So what we do in my sales team right now before jumping on a call is that we make sure that we get into movement. We stand up, we move, we breathe before the call because your energy sets the tone. If you're nervous, your customers will feel it. And I also want you to slow down because confidence sounds unhurried. Now, let me get my laptop and I'm going to show you the exact structure we are using on my sales team. So guys, by the way, this script is available in our free school community. I'm going to give you a sample here, but if you want to get the exact document, all you have to do is join the free school community community and you will get it inside. So the first part of the script is the icebreaker. Before you actually do anything, I want you to have 60 to 90 seconds of a real conversation. And most people skip this because they're just nervous and they want to get to the point. And that's the mistake. So a very simple icebreaker will look like something like this. Hey name, how is it going? Where are you calling from today? What have you been up to this week? You just want to have some chit chat about their current situation. Plus, if you have some context about their business, as I said, if you did your homework and you saw their last LinkedIn or Instagram post, you want to bring that up. That's it. Very simple. You're not performing. You're just being a human. And what's going to happen in these 90 seconds is that the client is going to relax. Their guard will drop. And then the call that follows is completely different. So I'm putting up the exact icebreaker script from our school community right now and you can see it on the screen. All right, now let's get into the first pillar of the script. Once the icebreaker lands, you need to set the frame. And this is one of the most important things you will ever do on a sales call. And almost nobody does it right. Setting the frame means that you tell them what's happening in this call before it happens. You take control without being aggressive about it. Here's the script, word for word. What I'd like to do today is to learn more about you and your business, how things are going, what your goals are, and what's holding you back. And I want to see if my team and I can actually help. If yes, I'll put together a strategy specific to your situation and we can go through it on the next call. Sounds good? That's it. One paragraph. Just 3 things. You tell them that you're going to ask questions so you don't sound intrusive. You also tell them that they can relax because you will not be closing today. They will not need any credit card, no wallet. And you let them know that if you feel like you can help them, you're gonna set up a second call, book a second meeting. And that's where the close will actually happen. All right, so now let's get to pillar number 2, the discovery and the recap phase. So now it's time to ask questions, real ones, not surface. I want you to go deep. You should not be asking questions like, what's your goal? But instead, I want you to help them to think through their problem and challenges. For instance, instead of asking, what's your goal? We use a frame where we'll be like, okay, Mr. Client, so you want to reach X. Can you please tell me where you are standing right now and what's your actual plan to get there? Not what's the problem. Instead, you want to ask them, how long has this been going on? Why haven't you been able to fix it yourself? What have you already tried? You find 3 things: what they want, where they are, and what's in their way. And you just shut up and listen. Because the moment they articulate their own problem, they've already half convinced themselves they need a solution. Once you check the 3 boxes, I want you to reformulate. Do this before anything else. You just want to do a small recap of their situation. For example, so if I understand correctly, you are at X, you want to go to Y, the main thing blocking you right now is Z. You have tried this, and that, and it's important for you to reach this outcome within X amount of days. Otherwise, you will end up in that situation. Is that correct? Super easy. They're gonna say yes, and guess what? Now your pitch is not a pitch anymore. It's an answer. All right, guys, so now it's my favorite part. Time to get into the pitch. See, most people pitch too early. They hear one problem and they start selling right away. Don't do this. Let the discovery finish first, do the recap, and then let them know. Based on what you have shared, I believe these are the 3 things holding you back. Here's exactly how we will solve each one of these problems. Here is what it looks like in practice. 3 problems, 3 solutions. Check for understanding as you go. Ask if that makes sense. Ask if it resonates. You are not overwhelming them with technical words. You are guiding them through your process. It's kind of like, I have a framework, I have 3 steps to solve your problem. We're gonna do this first, then this, and then this. Basic example. Let's say I'm a fitness coach. I'm gonna help you lose weight. First pillar, we're gonna check into your daily habits, optimize your calories and what you're eating. Second pillar, we're gonna add some light exercise so you can just burn more calories. And third pillar, once you start losing the first couple of kilos, we're going to lower your calories and also put you into weightlifting training so that we can make sure you're losing fat and preserving your muscle mass. Very simple. By the way, guys, quick pause. This entire framework, word for word, is inside the HTC formula, my free school community. You have the icebreaker, the discovery questions, the pitch structure, the objection handling structure. Here I'm just showing you the document on my screen, but you have a full course, some entire recordings about how you can implement this in the free school community. So just pause this video, click on the link in the description, join the community, and I'll see you back there. All right, so now at this stage, you deliver your pitch. You also reveal your price, and of course, you will get some objections. It's part of the process. There has never been one sales call where I didn't have any objection. Objections are part of the process. And you have to understand that an objection is not a no. It's a question they don't know how to ask. You might get some objections like, I need to think about it. This simply means I'm not too sure the risk is worth it. In which case you need to isolate the question and ask follow-up questions such as, okay, just to make sure before we actually leave the call, what do you really need to think about? They might say, I need to think about the price. In which case you can ask a follow-up question. Beside the price, are you still willing to solve this problem? Let's say it was free. Will you still do it? How important is it for you to solve this problem? And once they confirm they want to solve the problem, you can start putting up some payment plans. Okay, how about spreading the risk across time, and instead of paying a one-time fee, I can offer you to pay in 4 months. Or if you have a guarantee, you can also pull up the guarantee here. Another objection you might get is it's too expensive, which means I don't see enough value yet. In which case it means that you missed something. You have to re-go about their problem, re-pitch them, show them how it works so that they can understand the value. Another objection you might get is I need to talk to my partner, which means I don't want to make this call alone. And by the way, if you just follow the script, you should not be getting this objection, because in the discovery phase, we are asking if they can decide alone in their business. So my point is, don't address the surface version. Address what's underneath. One move handles almost every objection. Go back to the pain. I hear you. Let me ask you something. You mentioned that this problem has been going for X months. If we don't address it now, what does that cost you in the next 6 months? Let them feel the cost of staying still. Then your price will look different. Now, let's say your prospect needs some time to think about something. Before they even leave the call, you want to make sure the next meeting. It's what Alex Hormozi calls book a meeting from a meeting. Never leave a call without the next call booked. Ever. Before you hang up, calendar open, share your screen. Alright, so I'm going to put everything we discussed into a clear plan. Let's look at times now. Does Thursday's same time work? Don't be like, I'm gonna send you a link. Don't be like, let me know when you're free. You need to book a second meeting within the next 72 hours. You book it live while the conversation is still warm. The moment the call ends without a next step, the deal cools. And guess what? Cold deals don't close. Again guys, I've been using this exact same structure in my agency for more than 5 years. We've done more than 2,000 sales calls. We closed 400 customers. And just to show you the proof, I'm gonna ask my video editor to put some samples here. Obviously the calls are going to be in French, but you can see exactly how I'm handling the objections, how I'm collecting payments. And it's the exact same process. But I'm not the only one using this. You can have a look at what's happening inside the community. You have people like Jatin, an Indian guy. He was stuck in the freelancing loop. He was going on Upwork and Fiverr. He was doing short-term gigs. He was getting underpaid. He had no system. He just applied the framework. He started his own agency and he got multiple clients at $1,000 plus per month. And look at what he's saying. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. But you also have Abhishek. He got on a one-on-one call with me. I just did a quick diagnosis of his business and he walked away with a clear strategy and a roadmap to make between $8,000 to $10,000 per month monthly recurring revenue. And the structure made the diagnosis possible. But you also have Anshul. This guy could not close high ticket before. And after learning the framework, he got 3 to 4 meetings booked and he expected to close 1 to 2 deals that month. So the skill is not finding clients. It's not even a technical skill. It's only being able to convert the people who show up. The call is where the money is made or lost, and structure is what separates the two. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the exact sales structure I'm using on a daily basis. If this was useful, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, put some comments, help me with the algorithm. And again, once we hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a live draw and one of you guys will win a one-on-one mentorship with me, a full session of 1 hour, plus the latest MacBook Air. So hit subscribe, turn the notifications on, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.